Indeed, I believe I am ready. Um, Welcome to this stream. I'm I know I was going to mostly be doing streams based around games that I plan to feature in the future on my YouTube channel, but I watched LGR and Pushing Up Roses wax reminiscent about all of the edutainment games that they remember from their childhood. And I've got a ton that I remember when I was a kid too. So I am going to play some of the old edutainment games that I remember from my youth. But there are also a couple of new ones that I picked up. I recently added, I'm going to see if I can pick this up safely here, the Atari XEGS to my collection. And I've been keeping an eye out for Atari 8-bit cartridges to run on it because it's mostly backwards compatible with the entire Atari 8-bit computer line. That's actually what you see running right now. The XEGS actually has the ability to, it's just got BASIC built right in. Some of the previous systems, actually, you needed to have a specific cartridge to run BASIC. This is actually an older version of BASIC than what's built into the XEGS, so that's what we're going to be working with today. So I'm going to start with Kinderkomp. It's by the legendary Spinnaker software. I'm going to warn you right off the bat that this has some unpleasant dissonance to start off with, but we'll go through it together, you and me, right here. One last thing before I start. While I was offline, Goomba Troomba followed me, so thank you to Goomba Troomba. Welcome to Tesseract Unfolded. And okay, let's get going. Here we go. Yeah, we don't need that loud. So yeah, I suppose this is supposed to be, you know, cute and chaotic or something, I don't know. So, let's just start out with number 1. Okay, press the button on the stick for a new color, spacebar to erase the screen, numbers 1, 2, and 3 to change colors, F to fill a shape, B to change background colors, plus to speed up, minus to slow down, S to start drawing. Okay, interesting. Okay. So, pressing the button on the stick gives me a new color, but numbers 1, 2, and 3 changes colors. And then I use S to start drawing? Shouldn't that be the trigger button? Oh well. Okay, please press 1, 2, or 3. Or 1, 2, or S. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so yes, that's annoying, but it seems to be changing the music based on the position of the cursor. If you can catch that, there are 2 different sounds going on, and one seems to change based on vertical, and one seems to change based on horizontal. okay, that's kind of cool. I'll accept it. So let's finish a shape and fill in the shape. That was a fun little noise. In fact, let's do that again. Oh wait, let's change the color first. Uh-oh. No. No. Undo! Undo! Now what are you doing? Okay, I'd like to just say right off the bat that that probably would have amused the hell out of an 8-year-old me. I probably would have, like, filled in the screen just for the enjoyment of that sound. Now, will this work? There we go. Alright, so we've got at least something there. But, okay. Let's see if I can go back. Oh, cool. So the option button let me go back to this annoying screen. Alright, scribble. Fill the screen. Touch any key. I will touch this key. Oh. That was the space bar. Okay, hold on. I want to do this. Nope, it didn't keep up with the presses, so I have to go a little bit slower on that. One more time. There we go. Okay, so now this game is called Kindercomp. I will forgive them for being kind of insipid because it was designed for like 4 or 5-year-olds that are probably just going to say, "Oh my god, I pressed a button and something happened on the screen. Isn't this cool?" So, I'll forgive them because I will be showing you other Spinnaker games later tonight that are far more fascinating, that entertained me quite a bit longer than 4 or 5 years old. Alright, options. Okay, so here we go. This one's kind of like the last one. I can just put in a name, hit enter, and I have to be careful because where you would normally expect the enter key on the XEGS is actually the caps lock key. So just have to go right up above it for enter. Yay! That's my name! I might have to figure out how to integrate this into my YouTube intro. Oh, it fell. Oh, it's back up again. Oh, it fell again. Oh, it's back up. Phew, it stopped. Oh, that's kind of an interesting effect. Ah, that is bright. Okay. Next one, sequence, numbers. I think I can put the controller down for now. Okay. I love the little wink. this could be a lot more fun if it wasn't designed. Like, the core concept of this could be really fun if it wasn't just designed for kindergartners. You know, more tricky patterns to figure out. But as it stands, it just kind of seems to focus more on, you know, counting, which is fine. Again, if this is for a kindergartner, getting 5 counting tricks in a row would be worth fireworks. All right, let's go on to letters. And this one, I just have to type the letter that it shows on the screen. And yes, I am really bad at touch typing, so I am looking at my fingers. Rucksack. Am I being programmed right now? Am I hypnotized? Okay, last one is match. Okay, so this one I just have to match the shape. And since it's just 1, 2, or 3, I can just keep my fingers there and pay attention to the beautiful fireworks on the screen. Okay, do one more round. Oh, I should also show you what happens when you get it wrong. Oh, sad face. Oh no, another sad face. Yay, happy. Uh-oh, I had another strike. 3 strikes. So apparently you only get a strike for getting the new one wrong. It's an interesting scoring system here. Good job. Except I wasn't actually intending to win there. Let me lose here. Okay. Okay, you cannot lose. You just keep going until you get 5 without making a mistake. All right. Yay, fireworks! Okay. Why does it still say Burnout Paradise there? Okay, there we go. Okay, so next up, I'm going to turn this off and we're going to move on to Logic Levels by Fisher-Price. This one's a tricky one. Played it a little bit earlier to figure it out. I'm hoping someone drops in and, you know, kind of gives me pointers. But I'll share what I've learned so far, and then I will also, you know, go a little bit further to see if I can figure out more. Okay. Ah, that good old Atari font. And Frida Leclerc. My sister and I always used to love saying that name. Which, interestingly enough, is because she went on to do Spinnaker games. So I guess, she was one of the ones that, like, I don't know if she went to Fisher Price later or what, but okay. So one thing I've learned is that you're kind of setting up like a uh, um, incredible machine type of thing. You set up a bunch of different things to make sure that it goes all the way from the top down to the bottom without falling out the sides. And you want to try to get as many of like the hearts and everything as possible. What I found out is that the let's see here, the red bricks here, you put them in spots like this, and as the ball is falling, you can press left or right on the joystick to open them. Same with the vertical ones, you press up or down. These will change the color of the ball. So I'm wondering if it's something like here where I would want to change the color to yellow and maybe it would pass through. I didn't actually see what changing the color did. And then these I really have no idea yet. So let's go ahead and it's all kind of controller-ish, mouse-driven. So I'm going to put these down, and let's see here. So I want to make sure that it gets, this placement is a little tricky. There we go. I want to make sure it gets to that. It shouldn't have a problem getting to that. Let's put, I wish I had a way of knowing which way it would go first, because come on, get in there. There we go. Because I don't know whether it's going to try to go this way first or this way first, but I guess I don't really have much of a choice here. I just have to kind of hope that it goes that way. I'm going to try putting one of these down and see what it does. And put one of these down. See if I'm right about that. Okay, so now I've used a little bit of everything. I go over to the green hand here, click on that, and that sets it all in motion. Yay, it went that way first. Okay. I have no idea what that did. So now I can press to the side. Maybe I just get bonus points? I don't know. Ah, it's gonna go down the thing before it hits the green. Or the blue. Oh well. So yeah, this is actually pretty fun. Let's play a little bit more. Alright, so I'm going to put this down here. Okay, so there are only 3. Oh, I wonder if pressing the button does something with these. I'm gonna guess that this is like a spring. And that if I push the button while the ball is moving over it, that it will make the ball bounce up. So I'm gonna run that risk here. Also, the first stage it wasn't the same as before, so it looks like it does randomly generate these to a certain extent, which is kind of awesome. Okay, so we definitely want to put one of these here. Come on, I said put one of these here. Get in there. There we go. And put one of these. We'll say here. And then let's put the blue, yellow, and the red down ahead of when it would touch each thing with that color. Oh, interesting. There are 2 blues, 3 blues. Well then, might actually be more worthwhile to do this. Let's put the red there so it's red when it hits those 2 hearts. Ah, I can't pick it up again. Dang it. Okay. Well, we'll still get a bonus out of it. Okay. And then also, I'm not entirely sure what this is for. It's just there. But, alright. Let's move on. Drop the ball and see what happens. Haha, I was right. Excellent. Alright, get the red heart. Open that up. Turn yellow. Get that. Oof. So not as good as I would have hoped, but you don't need to get everything to win the level, so that's good at least. I think I'll do one more round here, and then we'll switch to the Commodore 64. Let's see here, it's been about 22 minutes. Yeah, that's a good amount of time. Oh, pardon me. And I'm just going to take care of one other thing here. Oh, no, I can't really do anything about that. Okay. Alright, so using everything we've learned, what do we got? We've got 1 red firework thingy, a red ball, and a red firework down here. So let's put the red paint down there. Where would we get the most out of the blue? Nowhere really. Let's definitely put the yellow here. Is there a better... Oh, we've got the red there. So let's just finish it off with blue. I don't know which out of the... Well, it's just the 2 blue hearts, the 3 blue hearts, so let's put that there. Okay. Going from top to bottom. So we can put this here. And that's never going to be a problem. So I'm not going to bother putting one there. I can put this here. Come on, get in there, get in. Okay. I think it's always gone to the right first time. So let's put one of these here. And so it'll go back that way, get the red firework, then come across and I can make it drop. Then it'll be going that way, so it'll get the blue heart. It'll drop and go that way, so go back, get it to drop. It'll hit the yellow, it'll drop here and go that way. Hit the blue heart, drop, go that way. Alright, so then I need a trampoline to make sure it goes back up. So it'll drop down, hit that wall, drop down, trampoline back up, go back that way. I might trampoline it back up again to get it to go back down and hit that firework. Then it'll come down. Okay, yep, we're good. Excellent. So let's go ahead and drop the ball. Well, it went to the left this time, but fortunately that didn't throw off the plans very much. Okay, get ready, and... Yay! Gonna have enough energy to finish this off? Okay. Just telling me I'm running low. Yay! Round 4. Okay. Well, I think I am going to bid adieu to the Atari XEGS for now, but then I will fire up my Commodore 64, so give me just one moment. Okay, recording, let's go. So I don't have floppy disks per se to show you. Well, I actually do, but a lot of this is stuff on floppy disks that I have in storage, but I archived on let's see if I can stretch it far enough so you can see. Nope, can't. Okay, so it's archived on an SD card. And I actually have a device that lets me hook up the SD card to my Commodore 64, so I can have those discs archived and still get use out of them, but not have to worry about the floppy drive or my discs deteriorating further from use, because, I mean, those discs are almost as old as I am at this point. So, all right, the next... So, one thing I wanted to show you, I'll be right back. So, a lot of the stuff that we had growing up, to be honest, was pirated, like a lot of other things at that time. But and some of the edutainment stuff that I also had assumed that it was pirated. I mean, it was just on discs labeled Science 1 and English 4 and Math 7 and whatnot. And it just had a whole bunch of little educational... I mean, some of them you couldn't even really call games. They were interactive. But, I mean, we're talking about stuff like things talking about Niels Bohr and like simulating the operation of a nuclear reactor and just atomic valences. Tons of different stuff, just all over the spectrum. So recently, I was at one of my local game stores, Universal Collectibles in Menominee Falls, and he had a box of Commodore 64 stuff that he hadn't gone through yet. So I'm like, okay, well, let me take a look. I did, and I was surprised to see this Science 3 public domain software on a floppy disk. And then when I looked at the back, and it has a table of contents, I recognized some of the programs. So like here we've got a demo on interference of waves, 10 questions that test the student's knowledge of ion charges and formulas, competitive inhibition study of enzyme acetylcholine terase featuring the lock and key hypothesis, meter reading taught and tested, practice in converting volume measurements from one metric unit to another, a tutorial in the operation of a microscope, molar calculations performed after the user inputs the mass of the substance, simulation, let's see here, I'm going to skip this one and come back to it, a compound drill with radicals, acids, and compounds, a chemistry utility program which calculates the percent composition by mass, a program designed to assist the student in learning the periodic table, elements, symbols, and valences, and a simulation of a nuclear power plant using graphics. Yeah. So now, the one that I skipped over that I want to come back to is the one that I'm going to be playing, one of the ones I'm going to be playing here. And this one cracked my sister and I up. And you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and call it up and talk about it while it's loading. So the little device I have for the SD card, you just have to run this little folder navigation program first. And then I've got all of my disk images here. We're going to go to Science 3. And the weird character you see at the beginning is because the Commodore didn't really handle uppercase and lowercase very well. You could trigger this by doing Shift and the Commodore key, and that will change everything on the screen. So now it looks all pretty. But go into that disk, and we are going to load Motorcycle Jump because it is hilarious. So, Motorcycle Jump, a simulation of a motorcycle jump with distance, angle, and speed variables. This was the one that my sister and I would actually play on a fairly regular basis, partially, again, because it can be hilarious. So there we go, Commodore Educational Software. Instructions for the student, instructions for the teacher, but we are going to begin our motorcycle jump. We're at the scene of the big motorcycle jump. How many buses will you try to jump? Educational software, and they misspell buses. So we're going to try to jump 5 buses. 5 buses? That's 23 meters. What ramp angle will you use? Let's go with straight up 45 degrees. How fast will you leave the ramp? We'll say 80 miles an hour, because even though we're using meters, the speed is in miles per hour. Whatever. He's getting ready. Let's wish him good luck. There he goes! He jumped too far. He missed the ramp. I think he's hurt. Well, killer, the doctor says you broke your head, big toe, right leg, left arm, knee, neck, ribs, right arm, bike, and back. So it was that list of injuries that would always crack us up. So I'm going to jump again. So I jumped too far and missed the ramp. So let's go 5 buses again. We're going to go 45 degrees again, but we're going to try 60 miles an hour this time. See if we do any better. There he goes. Jump too far again. This time, okay, here's the bit that cracked us up, you know, the single-digit age kids. You broke your bike, your kidney, your right arm, your knee, your big toe, your left arm, your butt, and your face. Yeah. Of course, we always tried to break our butts. And sorry about the interruption of the cat there. Hello, Kimmerbara. I do not do follows for follows, but I am willing to check out your Twitch at some point and see if it's something that I would like to follow. So, I mean, if you want to follow me, that's fine, but I'm not going to say that it's an automatic follow for you. I appreciate you dropping by anyway, though. And I would like to think that you would enjoy what I'm showing today here too. So I am not going to jump again this time. I am going to quit. You made it out 0 out of 2 attempts. Be careful now. And get back here. Now, if I remember correctly, how this works is that that disk image is still loaded. So I am going to reset the Commodore entirely to load up the next game here. So do that. All right. So I'm going to do some more of those educational, you know, the actual public domain educational software stuff first. Sorry, cat is really being annoying right now. Yes, Tiri, I understand that you want attention. So here, have some attention. Look at that. Now, anyone who ever watches this video will see your sweet face. Is that enough attention for you? Okay. Okay, so let's fire up FB64. And I'm going to make good on my promise and write down this guy's name so I can check him out later. Kimmerbara. Perfect. What did you just pull off? Whatever. Run. And put it back in caps mode there. Educational, and what was the next one I wanted to do was, we'll say, Math 1. Because Math 1 has a classic artillery game on it, which is always fun. I mean, one of the first PC games I ever really got into was Scorched Earth. You know, and at about the same time I was also introduced to Gorillas.Bass, which is another artillery game. Alright, fire it up. You know, I just realized that I went from one thing dealing with angle and velocity to another. Except this has wind speed to take into account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire a sounding shot. I'm going to fire pretty much straight up and let the wind carry it. We'll go 5 bags of powder. Oh, player 2 has to do it too. Guess, let's see here. So you probably not going to want to do that. Because, I mean, player 1 could potentially, if everything is going right, kill player 2 right away here. So let's do... I'm going to assume that 1 through 90 here is going in the opposite direction, that it's actually 270 to 360. So I'm going to try to do a fairly steep angle here. Let's say 75 degrees, and give it a fair amount of powder to get through the wind. Nope. Okay, well, I guess it's 1 through 90. So that's probably why I didn't see anything from player 1. So let's do 90 from player 1. Powder 5. Okay, so that's what 39-mile-an-hour wind will do to it. Okay, good. So I want to go actually 15 and about... No, I don't think I want to go 10 rounds powder. Can I delete? Yes. Okay, good. Let's do 8. Nope. No good. Okay, so this guy being upwind has an advantage. Let's do 60 and 8. Oops, 60 first, then 8. Too high. Okay. Let's try... Let's see here. So it's 1 to 90. Let's try 60 and 8. Let's see if it lets it come back down. No. Looks like it tracked it a little bit beyond the top of the screen, but... Okay, so let's go with 70 degrees here, but 7 bags of powder. Ooh, that's getting closer. Okay. Alright, so ooh, you're downwind and you've got a mountain in the way. And the simulation doesn't seem to extend very far beyond. Otherwise, it would be a little bit easier. Let's say 60 and 7. Let's see what happens here. Alright, alright. But we're going to go 80 and 7. Oh, spot on. All right. Nope, I'm not going to play another game of this, but that was enjoyable. I always love those artillery games. All right, the next one I want to do is on Math 3. You know, I think there might be a way to reset the drive thing, but I don't know. I'll check at some point, because I do plan to do more streaming. This, by the way, is on an actual Commodore 64 right now. I am not using an emulator. I am just, yeah, I am actually playing right now on a real life Commodore 64. Um, that's the fun part. Okay, so we got to get back into FB64, comma 8. There we go. Might as well do that here. Going to educational, and this time to math 3. So the BTC is beat the clock, which was always kind of fun. I was actually pretty good at that, except for I always have problem with division. I don't know why. I was really good at multiplication, but not so much division. Meh. Okay. I was going to go right to Brain Crane, but I remembered about Bomb Ad. This is kind of fun. It's sort of a beat the clock thing, but just with a different flair to it. Stuff's loading pretty well today. Oh, okay, so here we've got an extra option for modification of the program. To change the size of the numbers used in the program, change the value of your TL to your desired upper limit. These values are located in line 1020. So it's basically telling you you can make this more difficult by editing the value in line 1020. Cool. Maybe we'll do that. All right, here we go. 18 plus 4, 22. You did it! 83 plus 56, that's 139. Yay, I did it again. Question 3, 90 plus 57, that's 147. You just basically cut the fuse before you light it. That makes absolutely no sense from a physical standpoint, but hey. That is the Shadow Room. Hey there, Shadow Room. Nice of you to drop by. I am actually... give me 1 second here. I need to change this to not be night mode because a lot of people's names do not show up well on dark mode. There we go. The tape cassette player add-on. I never had a cassette player. I have I still have my 1541 floppy disk. That's how I got this on to the SD card. I got a device called Zoom Floppy, which allows you to basically connect your 1541 drive via USB to a PC, and then I was able to just archive each disk one by one into D64 files that can be read by emulators, or, and since someone's actually here to have a look, I'm going to bring this down, or you can have it on this, which is a little SD card reader. The SD card reader actually gets powered by the Commodore 64 itself. See, I'm trying to get in there off of the tape drive port. So it doesn't require anything other than what the Commodore 64 has, plus your SD card. So let me get this back in the right position there. There we go. Yeah, so another thing, if you decide to resurrect your Commodore 64, be very careful of the power supply. Make sure you test it first, because those things can and will burn out the CMOS chip. What I actually have on mine is just a weird little pigtail that plugs into the power port, and then it's got two barrel female plugs on it that I have a Super Nintendo and a PSP power adapter plugged into those two parts, and that's what's supplying power to my Commodore 64 right now. And those were made a lot better than the old bricks, so I feel a lot more confident on that. So yeah, I had to do a lot of Frankensteining to get this back up and running again. But as you can see, like I said, I am streaming directly from an actual Commodore 64 going over the interwebs. So back to this, 178. There we go. Cut the wire. You did it! Okay, here we go. That would be 117. Yay! How many questions are there? Well, I hope there aren't 120. Do you want to do more? No, I do not. You had 6 questions. You answered 6 right. That is 100%. The Commodore 64 stuff is crazy. A little bit. I spent a fair amount of money getting this back up and running, but this is the Commodore 64 that my dad had, and so I definitely wanted to try to resurrect this specific machine. I opened it up, I cleaned it out, I replaced the thermal paste on some of the processors where the heat shield went down and touched it, so, you know, aside from getting into the whole retro bright thing to make it look better, this is in pretty good shape compared to what it was not too long ago. So I don't know if you were here for it, but this game does have the modification option, and if I remember correctly, it's an option that we can change on line 1020. So I am going to quit, and we are going to list 1020, and I believe it's that TL value. Let's just say 200. Try running it again. Is that the one, right? Yep. TL is the upper limit, LL is the lower limit. Okay. So, let's see if that actually worked. Alright, that's 164. Yay! Alright, that's easy. It's 140. Are we going to see anything over 200? That's 113. I may not have modified this correctly, but that's okay. So this would be 159. And that's an easy 100. Last one, and that would be 93. Yay! No, I do not want to do more. 6 out of 6, 100%. Good job. Okay, next one. It's on the same disc, that's right. So let's see if what's in there for the directory. Okay, so it is that. I'm going to do Brain Crane, so we're going to load. Oops, That's the right spot for a colon on a IBM keyboard, but not on the Commodore. Run. There we go. Begin Brain Crane X. Well, it's supposed to be the multiplication symbol. Do you want the computer to pick random numbers? Sure. What grade is the student in? Let's see here. 33rd grade? I don't know what it's going to do with that, but we'll see what happens. Okay. What is the number? 1 times what is 3? Okay, I used to love algebra when I was in school because of stuff like this. Go into the number box, pull out the 3, and drop it in. That would be 6. What do you get when you multiply 7 by 9? 42! Alright, well, thanks for dropping by, Shadow Room. I really appreciate it. Rest well. Question 4. 2 times what is 18? It'll be 9. Geez, if they're giving this to someone who's in 33rd grade, what would they be giving to someone who's actually in, like, 3rd grade? 9 times what is 45? 5. That was another fun mathematical thing that I absolutely love, is every multiple of 9, if you take the digits and add them all together, adds up to 9. Or in some of the larger numbers, they'll add up to a multiple of 9. So, like, you know, you might get, so like 999. If you take the individual digits, it adds up to 27. And then if you take the 2 and the 7, it adds up to 9. I love stuff like that. Math is beautiful. It is really indescribably beautiful at times. And that's not even getting into stuff like fractals. Question 7. 3 times what equals 6? 2. We get to see the dude in the crane pulling out a 2. I love it. So there were times when I was a child when I would act up and I would be punished. And one of the common punishments was that I couldn't play games on the computer for a set amount of time. Here's the fun part. That did not apply to educational games. So if I was so I could basically get around it by playing all the educational games I wanted on here when I was grounded. Because, I mean, when you live in the middle of nowhere in northwestern Wisconsin, you're already grounded until you can drive. I mean, there's really nowhere you can go. Oh, I'm too good for it. Aw, that's sweet of you. Don't be so hard on yourself. You'll find the right person eventually. I know you will. Okay, so quit. There we go. All right, so let's reset everything. And next stop, Math 4. And I will be getting to some more graphically impressive games eventually. You know, not all of this public domain stuff, but there's a lot of it. I really did want to give a good sense of all of this really interesting public domain stuff that was out there first. Okay, so the one that I want is on Math 4. Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff here, but here we're here for the skier. You know, I should probably be also showing off incorrect responses a little bit more here. I forgot about that. Because sometimes it's amusing. All right, let's ski. Skier by Brent Olson. Thank you, Brent. How many gates do you want? We'll go with 10. He's at the starting gate. 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's 63. That's 67. That's 80. That's 53. That's 54. Oh, wait, that's right. I'm supposed to do an incorrect response. Crash! Right into a tree. Would you like to try again? Yes, I would. We're going to go down to 5 gates this time. He's at the starting gate again. 3, 2, 1, and he's off with a 64. Next up is coming down the ramp, and he's got a 52. Next up, we've got a 72. 2 more to go. We've got a 46, and to round it out, we've got a 43. 19 total seconds, average time per gate, 3.8 seconds. So this one differs just slightly in that it's actually timing you in the background too. You know, so you can actually try to get a better score, get a little bit faster. I would not like to try again at this time. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. Reset the Commodore. And yeah, I kind of wish I had started this a little bit earlier. I know doing this late at night on a Sunday night is a little bad for viewership, but you know, I do it when I can. I had a pretty big, busy day today. At the I went to the Midwest Gaming Classic, but it was really sloppy driving, and that kind of takes a lot out of you. So the next game I wanted to show off is actually kind of hidden on my Summer Games disc. We are going to go with the Note Name game. This one's actually going to have some sound because it's going to play a musical note and you have to tell it the name of the note. Like it says here. I will play a note for... Oh, let's do that. I will play a note for you and then show you a note on a staff. I want you to tell me the name of the note. Input B for bass, T for treble, or M for mixed. Just go with mixed. Boom. So, I do remember the the way to remember these, on the treble clef, you go by the spaces, and the spaces spell out from bottom to top F-A-C-E. They spell out face. On the bass clef, from bottom to top, they spell out ace, and then there's a G. So it's A-C-E-G. And from there, you can pretty much figure it all out. So we've got F, A, and then it's the line, so we've got a B. Ooh, that's a low one. So A is the first space, then it goes back to G, F, and this would be E. That would be A. And that would be G. And my cat is about to walk in front of the television. This would be A. So give me 1 sec so I can intercept her. You spent most of this evening napping. Yeah. Yeah. Squeak. So there we go. F, G. You gonna learn where the notes are? That would be an E again. No. And that would be a C. Okay, my score was 100%, so I will let you go now. Okay, there isn't much to this. Like, really, that was everything. So I'm not going to play again. But it's kind of interesting that there was even music educational stuff on here. I just absolutely love this thing. There we go. Okay, so this last bit is we are going to go with the legendary Spinnaker company. They made some kid-oriented games, and those were some of the ones that I had the most fun with. I gotta say, I do have some light pen games, but obviously those don't work on modern TVs. Alright, so we're going to go with Kid Writer first. And I checked this earlier, and I actually do have an old story that I had put together when I was a kid. So I'm going to show that off. I'll let this explain, how it works as soon as it's done loading. Yeah, that's the one thing about the little SD card is it's designed to emulate the speed of the 1541 as well, just to make sure that it's as compatible as possible. So you still get the somewhat long load times, and these games were a little bit longer than the educational free range. No. Open source. No. Public domain. That's the word. Welcome to Kid Writer. So basically all this one was you could write a little bit of a story, and then decorate the top half of the screen and make a little picture story. So, I mean, it's not so much a game, but it was definitely a thing that it would encourage your writing skills. It would encourage your creativity. It would make it so you could make your own little story right there on the screen and show it off to your family. And well, you know what? You get to be my family today. I'm going to load an old picture story, and when they say old picture story, they're not kidding here. This is one that I made when I was single digits. 7, 8 years old, probably somewhere around there. In the year 2534, the Earth and the Moon will be very densely populated with many types of life forms. The space around will be heavy with space traffic. Let's take a closer look at a life form on a planet. Greetings, my friend. Our name is Rajux, and we came from the planet Junis number 11. This is our first time to your planet, and we enjoy what we see so far. I hope you will travel to our planet sometime. Yeah, so that's it. It's not much, but I mean, it puts the little bit of music in there, and it was definitely an expression of creativity. There are a bunch of demos. I think I'll take a look at one of the demos that are stored on disk here. I'm feeling demo 8. So back to story making program, load. What is the name of the story? Demo 8. As I turned the shuttle for my final approach to the moon, I looked back and saw that my 2 escort ships were close by. I could see in the distance the beautiful place I had left just a few days earlier, Earth. Oh, okay. Well, I guess that one's only 1 page. You know what? I'm going to make a picture story. Page 1. It will be very easy to do. Just watch the instructions that will appear on the bottom of the screen. Okay. What scenes do we have here? Grass, ocean, snow, stars, planet, maybe an indoor room. And blank. Oh, there's a stage. Oh, there's a room. Okay, so we're back to the beginning. I think I'm going to go to the stage. Next object. Yeah, okay. So forward to the next object. And pick this object. Just use the controls on the keyboard to move it. Color change, sure. We'll do purple. And next object. Yeah, because she's made a few appearances tonight. So let's put Tiri in here. Do we have a gray? There we go. All right, next object. What all do we have here? Quite a bit of different stuff. Trying to see if there's anything that would apply. Sorry about all the dinging. I love the TIE fighter in this. Okay, basic shapes. I might be able to make something with basic shapes. You know what? I'm going to spell out Twitch. So let's do, pick this object. Change the size. Let's see here. TWITH. So let's, oops. All right, next object. TWITCH. Duh. Okay, back to see the last object. No, I want to go forward. There we go. And pick this object, change the size. Oh, this is so ridiculous. But you know what? This is what I'm here for. Okay, back. Oops, oops, oops. Oh, 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 stop. Halt right there. Okay. So the way the cursor keys work on the Commodore is there's an up and down key and a left and right key, and just pressing it will either move down or left, and to get up and right you press shift. So it takes a little bit of getting used to. I used to be really good at this. I'm okay at it right now, but let's get another T in there, pick this object, change the size. I'm going to move that there, because I don't think I can move. I can't move objects once I've placed them. So yeah, the kerning is going to be off, but sorry. Okay, back to C and change the size. Next object, forward, and pick this object, change the size, and place. Next. No more objects left. Excellent. Okay. Now you may write your story. It will be very easy to do. Just type your story the way you like. Okay. Gotta be careful not to use shift by default because it doesn't like mixing cases. So, hello, good friends, and welcome to my edutainment. Okay, the space bar is not. Oh, don't tell me I can't delete. Okay, phew. Spacebar is being a little fidgety here, so I gotta be a little bit more forceful with that. And welcome to my, and there's no auto wraparound of words, so gotta do it myself. Edutainment, oh, let's, live stream featuring games from the Atari 8 8-bit era and the Commodore 64. I appreciate you for dropping by and Thierry says thank you as well. When finished, press star. What a lovely piece. Oh, that's amazing. Okay. Yes, I would love it saved. Now give a name to your story. Okay. Edutainment. Your story, Edutainment, page 1 has been saved. Would you like to add more pages? No, I won't. I'm not going to do that right now. I am sure. So press N again. There we go. I'm going to quit for now. And this has been Kid Rider by Jim and Jack Peja. Although I'm no longer a kid, that was still very much enjoyable. Okay. On to more Spinnaker software. Gotta load up the directory again here. Oops. Okay, nope, that's the one that I wanted. So load. At least I think that's the one I wanted. I don't know if it was actually like full-on kids on keys, or if KOK will do, or if KOK will be okay. Oh man, Moon Patrol. Actually, you know what? Let's see here. Come on. I know you're in there. Yeah. Moon Patrol. One of my favorite games on the Commodore 64. And I found it today for the Atari 2600? Yes. Atari 2600 at the Midwest Gaming Classic for $5. So when I finally get my 7800 up and running again, I am definitely firing up this bad boy. I actually got to play Moon Patrol at the arcade not too long ago. Oh, I'm seeing a flashing light on the disk drive, so I am going to reset and try this through FB64. But I got to play Moon Patrol at the arcade for the first time recently. I'd never actually played it in the arcade. It didn't feel like it was the same as the Commodore 64 version. Like, I like the sound on the Commodore 64 version better, but it was still fun to play. Okay, games. Make it so it looks right. Games. Spinnaker. And Kids on Keys. Now let's put that back into caps again, so the Commodore doesn't look weird. Nope. We're getting the flashing red again. Dang it. Well, I don't think we're going to get Kids on Keys right now. I wonder if the disk image was corrupted or something. I don't know. Dang, because that's a fun one. I'm going to have to see if I can find another copy of Kids on Keys at some point. I think what I'm going to do is give the Commodore a rest for tonight and move on to one more bit of edutainment that I know has been covered before, but I have it. I have everything I need to play it, and it's still a lot of fun. So give me a few moments here. Gotta start recording. It's always a good thing to do. Kablam! So I wasn't entirely sure how good this would do. I'm gonna go with training mode. I wasn't quite sure how good this would do on Twitch, but since I'm doing this as an edutainment thing anyway, suck it. Okay. So exactly. Lick me, miss. Although this would probably be a little bit better if I was a better touch typist. I mean, I'm pretty good once I look down, but parsley slacker. I hit space between those. There we go. That was kind of a dick move to put just a bunch of S's in there. What's going to happen to the city? Bravo, expert. Oops. I misspelled piranha. Ah, interesting. Help me! Help me! Eagle barbecue. Honk! Bonk! Taurine! Greens! Show off. Oh gee. Niet da? Interesting. I wasn't expecting to run into Russian words. Oh. First place. Not bad. Okay. 14 words per minute? No. Oh, words per minute. I'm thinking characters. Words per minute? Maybe. Where's my... There's my drink. Okay. May not be alcohol, but there we go. I'm drinking on stream. Type or die. Yes, you said that. Alright, go back into arcade mode. Oh geez, I was just channeling LGR a little bit more than I intended. Well, the Edutainment Month thing was his idea anyway, so I guess it only makes sense.
We're meeting G over there.
Over where? God, the voice acting in these games was awful. But yes, there's the the Dreamcast strapped to his back with the keyboard right in front of him. It's awesome. I need to remember that I don't have to press space between the words I type.
How could anyone do this?
How could anyone do this? Yep, cry.
G!
Sup, G?
I try. Don't underestimate the enemy. James, take this.
It's dangerous to go alone. Phew, mole.
Harry and Amy are coming to back us up. Hurry!
Go!
Thanks, G.
Okay, well, I had no way of saving him.
I don't want to die!
Well, hate to break it to you. She I could have saved. Dang it. Why were their heads big? Weird. Oh no, it's the Grief Palace.
G,
That's just ridiculous. Ah, too late. There we go. Oh, interesting. Even the kid had a big head. Awesome. That was rude. Ah. Interesting. Ah. Dang it. It's that brief second that I have to look down that's killing these people, which... It's interesting that this is kind of doing something to break you of that habit. It just hasn't worked for me yet. Okay, now we get to the good stuff. The boss battles are always filled with interesting words. Love at first bite. Seasonal vegetables. Who's the king? Good deed doer. Roar! Drown your sorrow. Roar! Swimming in gravy. Okay, not how I would have chosen to drown my sorrow, but hey. Miserable defeat. Mileage junkie. Yeah, I kind of qualify. I love driving. Lousy operation. Sayonara. Even his head is big! Oh my god, everybody's heads are big!
Don't know, but it's very similar to the 1998 Tyrion case.
That case?
James, go and prevent a confusion in the city.
Okay.
Let's meet at Sunset Bridge.
This is one of the reasons why the Dreamcast was awesome. Because they did crap like this. Alright, well, I was better than average. Rank 42 and... Alright, I think I'll do another round of this here.
Dogs of the AMS. Time they made a move.
Everything about this game is so impressive except for the voice acting.
How could anyone do this? If only I'd noticed sooner.
Yeah, I know. Gold tacos. Sorry, lady. Ew, smoopy tissues. Beer belly. There are going to be a lot of those this weekend. Or coming up this weekend. In a dilemma. Soft skin and a forced smile. Don Quixote. Dang it. Continue. Yeah. Hey, lady. What's gonna happen to the city?
We're flying right over the Sunset Bridge. Something or someone has. Hey, Jake.
Need to hurry.
Need to hurry. Say cheese. No, I'm depressed. You weasel. Why did he have a squeaky hammer? Nueva York? Upstart color. Oh, that's not what I want. QXV. Help me! Help me! 10 zombies in 30 seconds. Temptation. Speak up. Pop discs. $50. Netiquette. I am not clean shaven. Dawn of Japan. Red with rage. Unpleasant. Unqualified. Mission complete! Yes, that is... Ah, that was the letter O, not the 0. Inline skate. Full of vigor. Mud skipper. Egg foo young. Dusky mallard. Cat food chef. Mama. Tuna. Help! Help! Got you! Oh, no I didn't. There was a chicane in the way. Demon, panic, cat food, swinger, hatchet, ah, fasting, Sue, velvety, stevia, feces? Velvety stevia feces? Not if you eat carrot chains. But maybe if it was a powder. Too much of a coward to try, though. Yay, I helped her! All because of relish. Secret... Ah. Cheeky secret.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Go straight ahead and you'll get to the wall.
That's not straight ahead. Tyrant, ardent. The dictionary on this game is impressive. There are a lot of different words. Monaco, patron. Finger slip there. Peachy, hard day. Slacker. Oh, you survived. You're welcome. Say yeah. Yeah! Psst. Can I ask you a favor? Not to use psst again? Measles will kill you, people. Always vaccinate. I love they were reacting like they were getting shot. Mujabar? Even though they were clearly typing on their keyboards.
Looking for you, James. What's going on? The city's chaos is increasing.
Well, you see,
It seems like all
it's called entropy.
Harry, talk later.
Uh-oh. Boss fight! It's the Hierophant. Type B05. Only type when the zombie's chest is open. 1,000 years later. Oh, that's really messing with me. Get paid in meatballs. Ah, wow, that's annoying. They really do punish you for not being able to touch type on this. Don't lose it. Send more beans! Ew. Naughty little dog. Alright. At least I don't have to worry about the whole closing chest thing anymore. Just a mass of flames. Jumbo sushi. Caterpillar. Bye bye. Sploosh.
Don't care who it is, no one's gonna get away with this.
Don't get between me and my keyboard. Ooh, 25th that time. Not bad. I actually thought I did worse that round. Okay, I think that's going to wrap it up for my edutainment stream for tonight. Fun fact: Control Alt Delete works as a shortcut to return you to the title screen in this game. I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Just kind of sharing some of the edutainment stuff that I remember from my childhood, and some stuff that I hadn't touched yet with the Atari 8-bit generation. But I will catch you all later. Have a good night.